expectations. Great expectations. Toastmaster Kalpana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chintan, and I hope I am visible and audible. Thank you very much. And a very good evening to all. What a fantastic month this has been, and a memorable one too. On the one hand, we are witnessing the Hindu pilgrimage of Mahakumbh. On the other hand, we are also witnessing a ceasefire after 15 months of war and the much celebrated and awaited oath taking of none other than Donald Trump. And here we are today, sitting on the eve of our 76th Republic Day, a day which celebrates our Constitution. It gives us many rights, one amongst which is the right of and I'm going to talk about that experiences. But before that, can you are part of any coaching or mentoring? In the meanwhile, that you type here, those of you who have experienced or would like to be what do you think are the things that is? You could describe in a few words. Hear me? Okay, I'm just trying to see. Can you please confirm if my voice is audible now? Okay. I don't know. There must be some internet connection. How do we want to do the timing? Have I missed on things? I'm not sure if I was audible to people.
Just continue with. Just imagine that we have given you the right answer and just
Okay.
go ahead.
So thank you very much. And what you just described are nothing but expectations. Now, let me share about my experiences and observations as a coach. Why did I become a coach? Well, my club assigned this to me. But why did I choose it? I felt that it will help me in my pursuit of becoming a better educator and a communications coach. More than that, this also adds to a lot of responsibility. You see, it is of speech and expression. It calls for a lot of responsibility. In the world of social media today, we see that communication is being used and misused on the platform by all kinds of people. On the one hand, we have influencers like Harsha Bhogle, the cricket commentator and motivational speaker, who sets an example of one of the best orators and a communicator. And on the other hand, there are many who are misusing the platform to use their right to express their voices. There are no guardrails for them. What is required here is that we act judiciously. You reap what you sow. So we need to be cautious in what we speak, how the forum that we are speaking in. At Toastmasters, we are fortunate and privileged to have that opportunity to learn and showcase our communication skills to become effective communicators. I've been fortunate to be given the role to coach 4 5 of my team members, including one from a Gavel club. These people are from diverse backgrounds. They all have distinct qualities. But you know what? They have all one goal in common, and that is to become effective communicators. alongside that, I also see that they have great and amazing stories to tell. What is needed is just owning a bit of their skills. Maybe someone requires to be more emphatic, someone requires to emote themselves well, or they may require to inspire others. And this is where I help them and I also learn in the process. There are challenges too. There are some who find it difficult to adapt to change. That's where your time and patience is needed. It is also important to not micromanage people, so I let them be. All in all, if I talk about my experience as a coach so far, I would say what is needed is an ebullient attitude, empathy, time, consistency, and above all, mutual respect for all. How am I doing as a coach? Well, I believe doing fine so far, but I think I need to be more creative. Here, I would like to share some of the feedback that I have received from those people whom I have coached, and I would like to share some experts. Here it is, and I quote: I like your consistent yet polite reminders. You advised me to create 2, 3 speeches beforehand, so I'm never blank on stage. Unquote. The second one. This one's from a Gavalier. I found the suggestions for structuring my speech to be incredibly helpful. It really improved the flow and clarity of my message. Unquote. And a third one, I quote, your coaching style is exceptional. You created a supportive and encouraging environment that allowed me to take risks and push beyond my comfort zone. Unquote. And I thank all these people for acknowledging my work. I started by talking about expectations. This coaching experience that I have, I relate it to a learning that I have had from one of the books that I read called Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. Chintan, I hope now you understand. That book is a story about self improvement and ambition. The author tries to convey a message that it is good to have ambition, but one must strive towards it. That is exactly what we are doing here at Toastmasters coaching program. We are striving towards it, and this one's for real. Thank you very much, and over to you, Liam.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kalpana. Her internet might be weak, but the will to help and coach people is rock solid. Thanks a lot. And let's wait for a minute. You can send Kalpana a private TM or a Zoom message to share your feedback about her speech. You can keep sending the message. And meanwhile, may I request the second speaker to be ready with the audio and video? The second speaker is Toastmaster Umesh. I cannot see Umesh. Can anyone confirm?
Umesh Verma.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Can
The
we do the
second
audio
speech
video
will be
check?
from Toastmaster Umesh, and his speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Pratik. Toastmaster Pratik is a mechanical engineer with over 14 years of experience in the industry, and he is specialized in leading various functions such as supply chain. Beyond his professional achievements, he is a passionate writer. He is obsessed with creative writing and presently Area H2 director in Toastmasters. Let's welcome on the stage Toastmaster Pratik to introduce his role and the speech objective of the second speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chintan. So Toastmaster Umesh will be attempting his level one project one, that is icebreaker speech. And timer, please note that the timing guidelines are 4 to 6 minutes. And Toastmaster Umesh, yeah, okay. The purpose statement of icebreaker speech is for the member to introduce himself to the club. I wish Toastmaster Umesh all the very best. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chintan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pratik. And may I know the title of Umesh's speech?
It's embarrassment.
Sorry?
Embarrassment.
Imbalanced mind.
Embarrassment.
Embarrassment.
Yeah, just a second. I think I need to remove my noise cancellation. Just a second. Uh, yeah. Can you hear me clearly now? It's embarrassment.
Yep. But we cannot
Okay.
see you. At least I cannot see. Can anyone else confirm? Or
Yeah,
you
don't
are?
worry. Just pass
Okay.
the title and then I will start.
Got it. Toastmaster Umesh, embarrassment, embarrassment, Toastmaster Umesh Verma.
Good evening, everyone. Oh, hey, just wait for a second. That that was pretty embarrassing, especially being a speaker today. So, what is the embarrassment? For me, it is one of the moments that no one wants to face in their whole life. But we all face some kind of embarrassment in our life, whether it's big, small, funny, or shameful. But do you know what is the best thing about embarrassment? Anyone? Anyone? No?
You make other people laugh.
It gives
It make
you
other people laugh.
it gives
More?
you it gives you a life lesson.
Okay, it gives you a life lesson. Anyone else?
Gives you an idea for your next Toastmasters speech.
Exactly. You all are correct. And for me, it gives us a lifelong story to tell. To tell to our children, our upcoming grandchildren, and even some strangers just like you. And I know everyone who is sitting in this whole meeting has some kind of embarrassment story with them. So today, my friends, I am going to share an embarrassing story of mine. But before that, there is a disclaimer. Disclaimer is please do not share this story with anyone. So good evening, everyone. I'm Umesh Sharma. I am 23 years old, a software graduate from computer science engineering, and a person who loves playing chess, running, and I describe myself as an immature learner. So my story started back in my childhood. It was year 2006, and I was in my second standard. During that time, I was an atheist child, but still, I was a very sweet, innocent, but a naughty child. I was such a naughty child that when a teacher used to give one chocolate to other child, I I used to receive or maybe snatch two chocolates from my teacher. Also, it was a time when smartphones were not playing a major role in the people's life. During that time, adults they used to walk and talk, and for children, they only had two options: either to play outside or study and play inside. So at that time, there was one famous game that children used to play, and it was a geometry box that they used to play with. It is called a maze geometry box. For all the changes, if you're not able to recognize, let me help you. So it was a geometry box that has a maze inside it, and where there used to be a four or three balls in the corner, and we have to put all these three or four balls into the another corner by moving our geometry box left, right, up, and down. So in my classroom, everyone used to play with the geometry box. But me, I I only used to observe. Why? Because I did not have the geometry box. So one day, by gathering all my courage, I asked my mother, Mother, can you please help me buy this geometry box? My mother, my friends, she refused. She said, why do you need this one? I said, I want to play. But my mom said, you already had one, so you can't buy. But me, being a very stubborn child, I I said I will buy it anyhow. So I decided I decided that I will take some money from my father's wallet, but without telling anyone. The next day in the morning, while everyone was sleeping, I took some money from my father's wallet, and now I was pretty excited that today I am going to buy this maze geometry box. So I went to my school, and near my school there was a shopkeeper. Him and I asked him, Uncle, can you please give me this geometry box? But sadly, Uncle said, Boy, it is out of the stock. That moment, my whole happiness flushed down within a second. Now, I, by gathering my courage, I went to my school. Now, the same school routine started. Assembly happened, and then we went to our classroom. When it was my third period, I was sitting with my class friends and we were discussing about the Spider-Man movie that recently launched in the cinema. At that, the same school entered in my classroom shouting, Where is Umesh? Where is Umesh? Everyone was afraid. Nobody said anything except one person. And that person said, Mama, I am here. Mama, I am here, Mama. My mother came to me and boom, 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 three tight slaps on my face. And I saw the stars. Time. Everyone was shocked. Everyone was in fear. My class teacher, my class teacher asked my mother, what happened? But before she narrated anything to my teacher, she gave me a punishment. A very famous punishment for the boy. Any guesses? Anyone? No guesses? It was the Murga punishment. I put my hands under my thighs, then I touched my ears. Now, my mother started talking with my teacher. She told her everything what I did. And then me, my friends, me being in my Murga posture, I started getting bored. And after 2, 3 minutes, being bored, I looked at my friends sitting in front of me. And then I start communicating with them with my beautiful eyes. While I was communicating with my colleagues, my mother noticed me somehow, and she got furious. And being in my Murga position, my mother kicked me on my back, and boom, boom, boom. One, two somersaults on the floor. But me, as I said, I was such a naughty child. I stood up, I looked at my friend, and I did a thing unexpectedly. And it was doing a Spider-Man pose like this, and asking my friend, "Must lag raha hu na main? Don't I look good?" Everyone in the classroom burst out with laughter. Me, my friends, my colleagues, and even teachers, everyone was laughing. But my dear friends, there was one person in the room who was not laughing. And that person, when I looked back at that person, my whole world changed within 2 seconds. The reason? The reason was very simple. Because I saw an avatar of a goddess Talima. And she was angry, she was furious, she was thirsty to teach her kid a lesson, a lifelong lesson. And believe me, my friends, within those 2 split seconds, I became an atheist from an atheist. I started chanting Hanuman Chalisa, believing that it will protect me. But but another thought came to my mind. What if Hanuman ji joined Makalima and then they taught me a lesson? But before I can proceed further, my Kalima came to me and boom, boom, boom. She taught me her lesson. So, my dear friends, that day, that day, I officially become a thief in my classroom. And after that day, if anything gets lost in my classroom, everyone used to come and check my luggage. And for me, it was a horrible experience. From that moment, I thought that I will never going to see anything from anywhere. And this moment makes me realize how bad I was during that time. So from that day, I engraved something in my mind. It was two learning lessons from that story. It was the first thing, a mother is always a mother. And second thing, I learned what is the difference between stealing and taking a money from a wallet. So my dear friends, take embarrassment in a light way and learn new things from it. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Umesh. It was a wonderful speech, and I request everyone to share your feedback on the Zoom chat or a WhatsApp group message or personal DM. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Now let's move ahead, and we have another speech lined up. The third speaker of today is Toastmaster Charu, and for her evaluation, we have Toastmaster Pratik. Toastmaster Pratik is a VPPR for New
Sachin,
Gurgaon.
Toastmaster Sachin.
Toastmaster Sachin. Toastmaster Sachin is a VPPR for New Gurgaon Toastmasters Club. He is an engineer by passion, a marketeer by profession, and a biker. I missed it up. He is an engineer by education, marketeer by profession, and biker by passion. Let's welcome on the stage Toastmaster Sachin to explain the objective of Toastmaster Charu's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Sachin.
Thank you, Chintan, for the wonderful introduction. And coming to the speech of Toastmaster Charu, she is doing her motivation strategies pathway, and it's her level 1, project 2, that is writing a speech with a purpose. And the speech title is Why Women Overthink. I guess we all will be able to get a helpful insight from this speech. All the best to Toastmaster Charu.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Charu, why women overthink? Toastmaster Charu, over to you.
Consider a situation. A girl named Mo and a boy named Ro are dating. You know dating, right? A phase where 90% of the relationship is about figuring out where to eat. It so happened that after one of their dinner dates, just as Ro and Mo got inside the car for their way back home, Mo remarks, with a smile so big that she could eat a banana sideways. Ro, do you know? As of today, it's exactly been 6 months since we started dating. And then there is what seems like a loud silence to Mo. Mo thinks, what is it about? Perhaps he's confounded by my remark. Perhaps he thinks I'm trying to push him into an obligation which he doesn't want. Ro thinks, 6 months. That was when I got the car from the dealer. It's doing fine, except for something with the steering. Mo thinks, where are we going? Will we continue dating or get married, have children? Am I even ready for that kind of commitment? Ro thinks, oh no, the car is due servicing next week, but the steering may not be covered in the warranty. Mo thinks, he's upset. I can see that on his face because of my overgrown romantic notions about a knight riding on a horse. I'm letting go of the person I truly feel good with. And she finally finds the strength to voice to make a sound, and she says, Ro, don't torture yourself like this. I should never have said anything. I feel so guilty. And Ro is clueless. She continues, oh, Ro, it's just that I need some time. I know there is no knight and there is definitely no horse. Ro says, horse. And then Mo cries and says, what do you think, Ro? Please tell me. And now Ro tries to think as fast as he can. And finally, he comes up with something he thinks might work. And he says, yes, Mo. Mo gazes lovingly into Ro's eyes and says, really? And he says, yes, Mo. Mo again gazes lovingly into Ro's eyes, making him very nervous about what she might say next, especially if it involves a horse. Ro drops Mo back home, and she, a conflicted, tortured soul, weeps until dark. Ro, on the other hand, gets back to home, lies on the couch, opens a bag of chips, and watches television. A tiny recess in his mind tells him that something major was going on in the car. But since he has no way to figure it out, he thinks it's best not to think about it. Mo, on the other hand, calls up her friend, even two friends, and they discuss the situation for 6 straight hours, analyzing every word, every gesture for nuances of meaning. And this continues for weeks, even months, without any of the girls reaching any conclusion and not getting bothered about reaching a conclusion either. Women overthink, that's a fact. In fact, women spend more time thinking about what their men are thinking than the men spend time thinking. We all women take our relationships very seriously, maybe with our partner, parents, or friends. We know everything there is to know about our friends, including what we should not know. But men, they spend years playing cards with their friends, and all they would know about them is what car they own and some funny nickname they would have given them. We are so concerned about our friends, but men, they simply hang out with their friends and have a good time all the time. I mean, I recently asked my husband, your friend is marrying such a dumb girl. Why don't you do something about it? Make him aware, talk to him. And he said, why should I? He didn't make me aware when I was marrying you. Look, how insensitive. Men don't realize that you can't speak what you think, but you have to think what the other person is thinking and then speak. Last year, I had a huge altercation with my husband when he gifted me a mixer while I expected a piece of jewelry on my wedding anniversary. In his frustration, he took away the mixer from me and gifted me his 7 commandments. Commandment number 1, if you don't want an answer to a question, then expect an answer you don't want. Say if you think you're fat, you probably are. Don't ask me. I won't answer. Commandment number 2, sometimes I'm not thinking about you. Live with it. Commandment number 3, come to me with the problem if you want help solving it. Sympathy is what your girlfriends are for. Commandment number 4, you can either ask me to do something or you can tell me how you want it to get done, not both. Commandment number 5, anything I have said 6 years ago or 6 months ago is inadmissible in an argument. All my comments become null and void after 7 days. Commandment number 6, if I ask you what's wrong and you say it's nothing, I would act like it's nothing. I know you are lying, but it's simply not worth the hassle. Commandment number 7, and the most important one, I'm not a mind reader and I would never be. My lack of mind reading ability is not a proof of how little I care about you. You see, with all these commandments and illogical reasoning, he was only trying to prolong the argument. Didn't he know that no fight ends until the most sensible one, which is me, has the last word? You see, he may have given up on his mind reading ability, but I have not given up, neither on his mind reading ability, neither on mine. Tell you what, I think women overthink because we can overthink. Not everybody has that capacity. We women can overthink about past, present, future, relationships, situation, and dates. Now my husband may forget his mother's birthday, but I would never forget neither his mother's birthday nor my mother's birthday. We women have the capability to think about and take care of not one, but two families. To take care of and think about not only our home, but the outside world. So let's not question why women overthink, but accept and cherish this fact, for it is their charm. Similarly, as we should cherish men and their ability to live in the moment and be uncomplicated. Oh, well, Mr. Timer, I know I've talked a lot without coming to conclusion about the question in hand, but then I'm a woman, and a woman may talk a lot, cry a lot, laugh a lot, but still she wouldn't give away even a fraction of what she thinks. Think about it.
Wow, what a speech! A speech on overthinking ended with think about the message I want to give. And that put us all in the mode of overthinking. So share your feedback, think about the speech, how you felt, and share it with Charu so that she can bring new flavor of overthinking when she comes on the stage next time. With that note, we concluded the first section of Toastmasters meeting, that is prepared speech. And before we move on to table topics, as we were discussing about the surface lexicon and how we can add more words and move towards the uncommon precise words, this was a study and I took an article graph from it which conducted of years from 1974 to 2016, and you can see the graph doing absolute nosedive in terms of awareness or enrichness of the vocabulary. And we need to ask ourselves, as I told, that we need to make a verbal agreement of what words we are going to use and what words we are never going to use. Just to give you an example, when we use the words like good or the list of words which are displayed right now on the screen, means pretty, nice, funny, cringe, huge, bad, awesome. These words are like vocal discords. And in simple words, if we say our speech is a symphony or a musical melody, then these words act as verbal discord. The filler words also act as verbal discord. When our flow of the speech is interrupted or marred by this kind of words, the audience members or the listeners always tend to lose the attention from the speaker. So try to have more words in your armor and try to use them as you go along your journey of life and as you untangle the knot of knowledge. Because, as I told, ultimately, speaking or communicating is the intelligence compressed and expressed. Just like an earphone, old, wired, windy earphone, we used to have tangled. We need to have that untangle with the use of right, precise, uncommon words to build our verbal brand. With that note, let's welcome on the stage Table Topics Master of the Day, Toastmaster Deepika, I believe. Let's welcome on the stage Toastmaster Deepika. And let me find the. Toastmaster Deepika has recently joined Toastmasters. She works as a director in IT MNC, Specializing in artificial intelligence, she's also a certified life coach, empowering individuals to overcome challenges in various aspects of life. And beyond that, she also enjoy reading, traveling, meditation, and embracing an active lifestyle, as she herself label her as fitness enthusiast. The stage is yours, Toastmaster Deepika, and we are ready to witness an amazing table topic session. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chintan. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. I got the privilege to step into this role of Table Topics Master for today's meeting. I hope all of you are feeling ebullient with the wonderful speeches we have so far. So, this is the section which most of us eagerly look forward to. Let me introduce what this section is all about, especially for the guest. Here, each of us will get an opportunity to speak impromptu on a variety of topics I'll present. The theme I have kept for today's table topics is related to patriotism or Republic Day. So, since we will be celebrating our Republic Day tomorrow, this is a theme I think is table topics is a great way to practice quick thinking and speaking skills. Can any one of you tell me what is the which Republic Day we will be celebrating tomorrow? What's the number? I know Kalpana has mentioned this thing in her speech, but any guesses? How many years?
76.
Sorry, it's
76, I think.
76. That's right. So the Constitution came into effect in 1950, and if we include 1950, that makes it as the 76th Republic Day tomorrow. So to start with, I'll call on the few volunteers to come up and respond to a question based on the theme. You will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak, and max you can go till 2 minutes 30 seconds. So anyone can volunteer for this. Any volunteers, you can raise your physical hand or virtual hand, and then I'll present a topic to you. Let me see if any. I'll also encourage the guest to raise up the hands. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to practice impromptu speaking. So I can see Toastmaster Mohit has volunteered. Thank you for that. So Toastmaster Mohit, your topic is what freedom means to me. What freedom means to me. Over
Thank
to
you.
you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepika. Freedom could mean different things to different people. And for me, freedom is to be able to do what you always wanted to do. I have been living in a country which is a country of three countries in itself. I recently figured out that we live in India 1, India 2, and India 3. India 1 is the set of people who can afford a maid in the house. They can afford a driver. India 2 is all the people who are actually belonging to that group, which is maids or drivers and those category of people. And India 3 is the set of people who cannot even afford $3 a day. You all can imagine whether you live in India 1, 2, or 3. And somewhere we will feel blessed that we are part of probably India 1. And now that we are here, we should be using our freedom and doing the things that we always wanted to do. But the better and bigger question is, what is it that we want to do? We probably want to bring up the India 2 and India 3 as well. So work in the direction of bringing up the society, work in the direction of giving more work 2, people who belong to India 2 and India 3 live in an equitable society, because the reason why we belong to India 1 is not because we are more intelligent, we are more smarter, but it's just, or probably just because we are lucky. We born in a particular family. If you believe with me in what I'm saying, then choose your freedom, do the things you want to do, but choose what you want to do, and choose it where you bring other people up rather than only focusing on bringing your own and your near and dear ones up. Thank you for that beautiful topic, and I hand it over back to you, Toastmaster, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohit. Okay, so I would like to call upon the next member who is a guest, Arjun. Arjun, you can unmute and probably, yeah, share your video. Thank you. So the topic for you, Arjun, is India's gift to the world. India's gift to the world.
Yeah, thank you for the topic. Gift is something which we receive with honor. And if we give it to people, they love accepting it because it is given with love and compassion. If you talk about India's gift to world, I think it would be its tradition and culture. Any Indian, whether he is a theist, atheist, a very elite person, or a person in the slum, everyone has one thing in common. And that one thing is he respects our culture. He might not have had the education. He might be a illiterate person, but still it is so much ingrained in our consciousness, the culture which is there in our country, the values, the respect for our parents. It is diluting in the children of the Western people. I remember of talking to a lady and who was telling me that the bonding which is there between an Indian mother and son, that bonding is not found in a child who is born not in India, in some Western country. In fact, even NRIs who are not living in India, who the children who were born in a Western country, they also respect the culture of India. So it is running in our blood. It is there in our DNA. It does not matter which family we are born to, which country we have settled to, that will always remain. So this culture, this tradition of our country is a gift which every individual can gift it to any other person, whether Indian or a Westerner, and he or she will receive it with pleasure and will be greatly benefited by this uncommon and immeasurable gift. And thank you.
Thank you, Arjun. So let me move on with the next volunteer. I'll like to call upon Toastmaster Deepak. Deepak, your topic for the impromptu speaking is my favorite Republic Day memory. My favorite Republic Day memory. Over to you.
Hello, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster. So, this is the best suitable topic for this evening, which is just one day before the Republic Day. So, there are lots of memory which touched to that Republic Day, and especially if I talk about the day specific, the Republic Day specific. So, I can remember so one of the stories when my team, so I am used to prepare the children's, the students, and the needy peoples who wanted the stage and who don't have that enough money to be spent on that that talent. So we are just preparing that group and perform that in the social events. So the Republic Day is one of that social events which we have to perform. uh, my team is ready, and we are just about to rock that stage. But one of the student, just 5 minutes before of that event, the student have the uh, that health issue, can say health issue. I'm not explain about what exactly she had, some health issue, and because of that issue my total team disturbed, and we lost that program. So this is not the good memory, but this story gives me a lot of learning how to cover these things, how to prepare yourself in case you are not in situation, or you are with the bad situation. So this is the one of the story. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Deepika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak, for a very great learning from the experience. So I'll probably call upon the last volunteer. And if there are any other guests present in the meeting, feel free to volunteer. I can see Shravan Kumar.
Yeah, yes, Toastmaster Deepika.
Yeah, Shravan Kumar, your topic for the impromptu speaking is India through my eyes. India through my eyes.
Fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests, India through my eyes. If you see the history of India, most of the cases we have invited people from other places and we mixed them into our culture. India is an ancient country with a lot of great heritage and lot of spiritual knowledge. When I come to a spiritual means, it is beyond the life experience. It's not a material world. It's beyond the life experience. If we see across the world, the most of the countries or most of the developed countries, so-called in nowadays, they are all evolved. All those countries were evolved hardly 300 years history or 400-year history or a maximum of 500 years of history. But when it comes to the India, we uh, never fight with any other countries. If I see this country with different eyes and independent eyes, why India is very quiet, very not aggressive, and try to fight with other countries or anything. Not nowadays. Maybe if you see the history, uh, I understood that in this culture, in the molecular level or a cell level, the people have their own contented, happy, and very uh, cool and calm, composed way of living was built within the culture. Like, because in India we uh, live like a cows. We cows are so holy animals. They don't fight with others. Like, they are not aggressive. We look at the eyes of cow. They're very pleasant and cool and composed. So the culture of Indians was learned from that traits of that cow. So that is how I can see the India. If India is ready to teach the rest of the world not to fight with others, then that is how I would like to see this country. Over to you, tabletop master.
Thank you, Shravan. So seems like there are no more volunteers. So we can probably, keeping the time in check, we can probably conclude our table topic session for today. Thank you everyone for participating with ebullience, creativity, and enthusiasm. I hope each of you had fun, and I'm sure your impromptu speaking skills have improved just by being a part and listening to the speakers as well. So over to you, Toastmaster Chintan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepika, for that great session and thoughtful selection of topics. As I am concluding my theme of today, I want to share something very personal, which had helped me on the journey to become someone that people remember for my words. It's my mission, as I told, to change the world using the words. And I did not have the English background. So the way I learned English and the way I improved my lexicon, vocabulary, the same thing I found when I searched how to create signature speeches or signature words is this. You need to focus on your language diet. I learned English just by watching movies, series, listening to the news channels and whatnot. All the time I wanted to learn English, I used to hear the speeches of world's best speakers. I used to see the subtitles. And somewhere, somehow, when I speak now, the words tend to come together. There are alliterations, there are metaphors, and there are some melody. But they come because of the language diet which I had. I even don't know what words I'm going to speak next, but I'm sure the words which I'm going to speak would not be the common, inarticulate words. So if you want to create your verbal brand, because if it can help me, it can help anyone. You all are much at an advantage place because you all had been groomed and had the English foundation. So keep a check on the language that one thing I would like to suggest, we have Spotify. Go there and listen to the poems which used to be in times we cannot recollect. Those poems will give you the sense of melody and rhythm, will make you understand the difference between intelligence and eloquence. Because remember, swallowing up the dictionary would not make you an eloquent speaker. It might make you an intelligent speaker. Being articulate means using those same words, but in a way that sounds pleasant and persuade, touches the heart and stirs the soul. So I wish you all the best in your journey of being a verbal brand and hand over the stage to the general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Mehak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chintan. What an ebullient meeting today for all of us. I want to thank you so much, everyone. Let's have a round of an applause for all the members, all the guests, and all the speakers for doing their part and playing each role with so much perfection. Let's start with the general evaluation segment. First of all, we will have the speech evaluations. And first, I would like to call on stage our evaluator number one for Toastmaster Kalpana to share your feedback as well as the evaluation report for Toastmaster Kalpana's speech. Can we have you on stage?
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Mahek, for giving me opportunity to share my feedback. Toastmaster Kalpana, thank you for sharing your coaching journey with a great panache. You began your speech wonderfully by expressing gratitude, saying, "Thank you. Gratitude is the best attitude." And then moved on the talk about the events happening around us, which immediately captured the audience attention. I really admire how you maintained your poise and delivered your speech gracefully, even when faced with a weak internet connection. You explained your responsibilities as a coach in a relatable way, using the example of the influencers over the social media, which made your role easier to understand. You even shared the challenges you faced along the way, gave your speech a personal touch, and even you read the testimonials, added the authenticity and the emotional appeal. The way you ask the questions throughout the speech has helped in keeping the audience engaged. And even the usage of phrases like distinct qualities but one goal in common stood out as meaningful and impactful. Your body language and hand gestures were smooth and enhanced your delivery, making your speech more engaging. The way you concluded your speech was too strong. You tied your title with the book Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, wrapping up your speech in a great impactful manner. And it even had a thoughtful and a memorable note. To take your speech to the next level, there are certain areas to consider. First, when you talked about the challenges you faced, I was expecting more of your personal story, that how you overcome the exact challenges you faced. Second, even while reading the testimonials, you could have added more vocal variety and emotions in it. That would have been like adding a cherry on the top of the cake. In a nutshell, this was a well-structured and organized and a confident speech delivered with ambulance. It showcased your growth. As a coach, highlighted the responsibilities and challenges of your journey, with minor improvement like adding a U factor in overcoming challenges and enhancing vocal expressions while reading testimonials. Your speech could be more impactful and inspiring or compelling. Thank you so much, and over to you, Toastmaster Mike, the General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Megha, for doing an excellent job. You covered, I guess, all the points for evaluation for Toastmaster Kalpana and provided constructive feedback for her. Just a recommendation for Toastmaster Kalpana that I would want to highlight. Please have a stable network connection, or try to have a stable network connection. Otherwise, maybe a backup device that could help in the further speeches. Otherwise, you were great, and we listened to a very beautiful story from your side. Thank you. Next, I would like to call on stage Toastmaster Prateek Yes, to share your feedback and evaluation report for Toastmaster Umesh's speech.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. To laugh at oneself, to share an embarrassing story on oneself, is the utmost form of courage. And today, Toastmaster Umesh depicted that courage to not only tell us a story, rather taking us on a ride with him to his childhood. It was a captivating opening where he intentionally used some props. The surprise element and the comic timing of the act at the start was apt. Further, to make it interactive, he asked questions from the audience. And not only asked questions, he received it very well and answered back. The quality of a great speaker is that he is aware of the surrounding and the audience, and Toastmaster Umesh taught that to us today. He has nailed the art to interact in an online setup. He had perfectly planned moments when he came near to the camera and when he lowered his voice. Thank you for teaching this to me. I will use this in upcoming online sessions. The highlight of Toastmaster Umesh's speech was the story of his childhood. The story itself was interesting and took me down to the memory lane. But it was enhanced furthermore when he topped it up with his hand gestures and beautiful facial expressions. When he enacted his mother and shouted at the top of his voice, I was glued to the screen to know that what has happened. I felt the transition between the mother to the child was nearly perfect, but it could be better if the speaker could also change the positions on the stage. I felt the same in the interaction between the shopkeeper and the child. The dialogue there would be a dialogue between them rather than only telling the story that what happened, and a dialogue between the shopkeeper and the and the child could enhance the speech. The speech was flowing like a water current at few places, and I felt it difficult to keep up the pace with it at times. Although at the right moments, I saw that the pauses were applied, and kudos to Toastmaster Umesh for that. Our last suggestion is around plural and singular uses. So children and people are already in their plural form and do not need a s accompanied with them at the end of the word. I will like to end by giving kudos to Toastmaster Umesh for having a perfect structure to your speech, a fantastic opening, a structured body, and a logical conclusion. I don't think our structure could be a better. It was a textbook structure for any speech, and there is a lot to learn from Toastmaster Umesh. And with this, I will like to hand it over back to the general evaluator, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pratik. I think you covered all the important points for an evaluation for Toastmaster Umesh speech, provided in the form of commendation, recommendation, and commendation approach. Thank you. Just a point to highlight for Toastmaster Umesh to please be mindful about the time as well as to make sure that your speech ends and is in the timely format. Otherwise, you were great and you shared your beautiful story with all of us. So thank you. Next, I would like to invite on stage evaluator number 3, Toastmaster Sachin, to provide the evaluation report for Toast.
Okay. So coming to Toastmaster Charu's speech, and I am very disappointed to not get the answer why women overthink, and I wished I can have a simpler life moving forward. And I really liked how Charu expressed everything through her facial expressions, and the vocal variety also helped to get to the point that the characters are changing in the speech, doing two characters while first one is looking directly at the camera and the second one is looking on the other side, was also highlighting how two characters are talking. And the storytelling in the speech is very interesting, and I would try it on myself as well, and I liked it a lot. Coming to some of the recommendations, looking on sides to remember in the later stage of the speech, she was looking at the other side and was trying to remember her speech, so it was noticeable. Okay, and I am surprised to see two things, that she was able to manage everything through a handheld mobile and completed her speech for 5 to 7 minutes. But in the later stage of the speech, the mobile was shaking. So, recommendation to place it on a tripod or place it with some other place so that it is stable throughout the speech. And I have noticed that the speech was high paced, and I would like to listen to uh, general in it's my opinion that I prefer listening to Indian speakers while speaking in English at a lower pace, while listening to foreign speakers, those who have native English as their language. Then it's no the pace is not a concern there. And I would like to get the 7 commandments that her husband gave, and it might be helpful in my life as well. I don't have a spouse yet, but I think my mother will be very happy to get those. That's all from myself. Thank you. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sachin, for covering all the key aspects for the speech and providing your constructive feedback for the speaker as well. Toastmaster Charu, I guess you were brilliant with your speech, shared such a beautiful story, and topping up with humorous approach overall in the speech. So kudos to you. And I hope that all the points of feedback have been covered with Toastmaster Sachin that you will incorporate in your speeches further. Next, I would like to invite the tag team to share their reports. I see that the timer, Toastmaster Raza, had to leave, so we'll share his report in a while. Meanwhile, I would like to call on stage our counter for the day, Toastmaster Nital, to share her report.
So here we are. Not sure if you're waiting or not waiting, but anyways, I have to cover my report. So I have been looking out for the filler words, and let me tell you, I had a difficult job today to find them. But luckily, I got some of them. May not be lucky for you, but I am lucky so that I have something to present. So I would like to start with Toastmaster Chintan, team out of the day. You gave me a really tough job. I fought hard to find one, and you were perfect in your total of your team or theme, and a wonderful team or theme. Coming to the speakers, the first speaker was Kalpana. I fought really hard again. I only could find one A. Then Toastmasters Umesh, second speaker, two A. Rest of the speech was perfect. And Toastmaster Charu, I could not find any, so kudos. Then we had our table topics. From Sachin, Toastmaster Sachin, I could find one A. The table topic master, Toastmaster Deepika, I could find one A. Toastmaster Mohit was perfect, no filler words. There's a chance room of improvement for Toastmaster Deepak and Toastmaster Shravan. There were a lot of filler words. For Toastmaster Deepak, it was around 15 hours to the 3 and 3 that. So a good room to improve on that aspect. And Toastmaster Shravan, they were like 5 hours in your table topic. Coming to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Mehak used 3 hours. Toastmaster Mega in our evaluation used 2 hours and 1 awkward pause. Toastmaster Pratik used 2 hours and 1 the. And Toastmaster Sachin used around 10 hours, 5 and 3 to 4 awkward pauses. So overall, a wonderful, and I love doing my job. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Mehak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nital, for keeping the check on our R's and Gams. And I'm sure that we'll work upon them and we'll try to improve them from the next meeting. Now, let's invite on stage our grammarian for the day. Please share your report.
Thank you,
Yes,
Mehak.
I can see you, Toastmaster Swati.
So I'm also ready with my report. Starting with the word of the day and phrase of the day. The word of the day, ebullient or ebullient, both the pronunciations are correct, was used 5 times by Toastmaster Kalpana, Deepika, Mehak, and Megha. And the phrase of the day, turn over a new leaf, was not used at all. So let me make a sentence using this. I don't know if guest Ashna is in the room or not, but we can say that guest Ashna turned over a new leaf by joining her first Toastmasters meeting. And now coming to the good usages, Ashna used conviction, resolution, Toastmaster Mohit used equitable, Toastmaster Arjun used elite, running in our blood, Toastmaster Chintan used a bunch of good words, juvenile language, monotone, articulation, lexicon, scintillating, mental anesthesia, scavenging the words, vocal discord, and eloquent. Toastmaster Mehak used constructive feedback and commendation. Toastmaster Megha used panache, gratitude is the best attitude, and emotional appeal. Toastmaster Kalpana used act judiciously, you reap what you sow, and micromanage people. Toastmaster Pratik used captivating, nailed the art, and down the memory lane. Toastmaster Umesh used happiness flushed down, saw stars during the day, and Toastmaster Charu used nuances, altercation, and Toastmaster Shravan Kumar used culture at molecular level. And coming to some areas for improvement, one of us said doing role instead it is better to say playing role. And one of the evaluators said her title, it should be the title of her speech. And someone pronounced stubborn, it should be stubborn. And there were also one area that was pointed out by Toastmaster Pratik as well. Their children and people are plural words. We don't have to use S with them. And one of the speakers used the Hindi word murga, punishment. So it is okay if we use certain Hindi phrases, but we can always translate them immediately into English. And also one of the speakers said that day I officially became, sorry, yes, became. So the speaker was talking about past, so it should not be that day I officially become. Also, the pronunciation of WEMEN. For singular, it is woman, and when it is plural, it's women and not women. So that was my report. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Mehak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Swati. That was a very detailed report and a constructive one as well. I'm sure we can work upon the recommendations. Now it's my time. I would first share the report as the timer. So the timer summary for the prepared speech segment, Toastmaster Kalpana took 7 minutes and 24 seconds. Toastmaster Umesh took 9 minutes and 33 seconds, while Toastmaster Charu took 7 minutes. In the cable topic segment, Toastmaster Mohit took 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Arjun took 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Toastmaster Deepak took 1 minute and 58 seconds. And Toastmaster Shravan Kumar took 2 minutes and 30 seconds again. For here's just one for evaluation. That's for Toastmaster Megha. During her evaluation report, she took 3 minutes and 45 seconds. This is my timer's report. Now I would like to share the overall report as the general evaluator. The meeting started a little late, I guess. It was around 3:45. So big the meeting officially took the start. While Toastmaster Deepti, she was the sergeant at camp who started on the meeting and set the tone for the session. She did this very enthusiastically. She delivered the mission statement with clarity, ensured that everyone was aware about the ground rules for the meeting as well. Next, guests warmly and ensured that they felt part of the Toastmasters family. We invited them to explore the theme as well as highlighted the spirit of the club. Moving forward with our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chintan, who brought the theme to life with this eloquent session on verbal branding. Kudos to you for such an amazing and beautiful segment that you delivered with all of us. To the mission and your mission that was being brought to the table today, change the world with words. It was an inspiring journey for your that you shared, and not only this, from the beginning of the session itself, you delivered and make it connect with the audience as well. So kudos to you for such a beautiful segment. Also shared a piece of advice with all of us to listen to Spotify and to listen poems there so that we can improve upon our speaking habits and our learning skills. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Chintan. It was the wonderful segment and the highlight for the meeting today. So a huge round of an applause to you for such a beautiful segment that you continued with all of us. Next, we had our tag team, our Toastmaster Raza, the timer, our counter Toastmaster Neetal, and Toastmaster Swati, the grammarian for the game. All of you were prepared very well for your evaluations, and your tag as the tag team, you performed really well. Toastmaster Raza shared the timing cards at points so that we can have a smooth conduct of all the segments. Toastmaster Neetal shared her report as an hour counter, listing out the R's and Gums. And Toastmaster Swati also shared a detailed report for us figuring out the good usages and the not so good usage of the grammar. Overall, the meeting was well structured. However, there is all of us. First one is the time management. While the meeting was started promptly, however, we were a little late. I saw that there were little few challenges that we faced in the meeting today. One, that I am not sure how the meeting ended abruptly. Second one, there were certain network issues from the side of the members and the guests. And there were a couple of the things that took us a toll regarding the timing for the meeting for all of us. So let's be sure that we have a smooth network connection and we are able to smoothly perform all the roles. With this, I would like to conclude. Thank you all for making this a wonderful meeting for all of us. And let's continue to brand ourselves through our speeches and our interactions, leaving a positive and lasting impact on others. Congratulations to everyone for having a beautiful session, and thank you for allowing me to play this role. I would like to pass on the stage to Toastmaster Mohit, our presiding officer for the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehak. Indeed, it was a fantastic session where we saw a synergy of three clubs. It's amazing to see how people from different places, some people who never knew each other from before, could come together so well and play their part effectively and with ebullience. Now, I would like to request you, Mehak, if you can take note of the time for 1 minute so that whoever is still in the meeting can take a moment and fill out the feedback and the voting. This will really help us in improving further. We will share the results perhaps offline since we are a little over time already. But do fill your feedback. And if there's any guest present, I would like to hear some feedback from today's meeting from you. Don't see anybody as a guest. Noor Muhammad, are you part of one of the clubs, one of the three clubs? Would you like to share your feedback? Okay, I'll open it up in case anybody would like to share the feedback.
I think we meet so frequently. Let's hear from Toastmaster Kalpana.
Thank you. Thank you, Chintan. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I would have spoken anyways. I was really looking forward to this collaboration. I've been here, I recognize some of you and have interacted as well. But I wanted that became a reason actually for me to bring my team along, and I'm glad some of them could make it. So thanks a lot. It has been a great experience, and I'm sure my team would have also liked it. And I wish you all a happy Republic Day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kalpana.
Thank you so much, Kalpana. So meanwhile, the voting is ongoing. You all know what I'll ask. So any nomination for Toastmaster? I don't recollect whether Toastmaster Swati has taken Toastmaster of the day or not.
We have speech contest, right? Like next week, Mohit mentioned.
Oh, then it's fine. Then I should not pursue someone to take the role. So it's perfect, yeah. So looking forward for the contest, Mohit bhai.
Thank you, Chintan. But yeah, these nudges from you go a long way. And I'm trying to be very careful with using the right words because you have really left an impression on me, and not only me, on everybody who's present here today. And one thing I have to say is that you shared a graph where you showed a timeline from 1979 onwards. I think we should mark today's date in that timeline because I'm sure the leaf will be turned and it will start showing an upward trend from today onwards. Thanks to all your efforts, Chintan bhai. Okay.
Means a lot.
Okay. Mehak, I think we would be done with 1 minute by now. So, like I said, we will collate the feedback and we'll keep the group active for some days at least. And we look forward to more collaboration, more synergy, more learning, which happens when different people from different cadres and different geographies come together. So until next time, let's call it a day. Thank you all and best wishes.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.